Hi, first graders, and welcome back to another day of distance learning. I hope that you all are enjoying our read aloud for this week from sheep to sweater. We're going to go ahead and get started with our presentation. All right, the IB connection for this month is reflective. Of course, we know that reflective scholars think about their own work and they know when they have done well and when they could have done a little bit better. So from the thinking job on yesterday, I got some really great answers. Job well done to you all that sent in your answers to me. The workers have to wash it a lot of times to make sure it is clean. And when it gets combed, the tangles are gone. And then I got another response that says you can't make dirty sweaters and give them to people. That is correct. Great job to you all. All right, our read aloud, of course, again for this week is From Sheep to Sweater, written by Robin Nelson. Um, so let's think about this. Where do you think, what is the setting of our book? Sometimes the setting could be outside. Sometimes the setting is, what does that look like? The setting takes place in a factory. So there are different settings in our book. That's where the wool is getting washed and dried. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started from where we left off. We're going to reread where I left off on yesterday. I want you to follow along with me, and I want you engaged. I want you to have your listening ears ready. And we are going to go ahead and start with our book. The yarn is spun. A spinning wheel twists the wool. The wool forms long pieces of yarn. It looks like a factory worker is in a factory spinning the yarn. Then the yarn is dyed. The yarn is still the color of a sheep. The yarn must be dyed to change its color. A worker dips the wool into a colored liquid to dye it. Yarn can be dyed any color of the rainbow. So there is that word, dyed. What is the definition of dyed again? Do you all remember? Yes, dye means to color basically they're coloring the sheep's wool. Good job. Or it means to be dipped in colored liquid. Sorry about that. So that is dye. The shoppers buy the yarn. Trucks take the yarn to stores, and people go to a store to buy yarn. This woman picks out pink and blue yarn. So how many of you all have went to Walmart or to like a fabric store and you've seen yarn on the shelves? Now you know where yarn comes from. I'm going to stop right here. To my pioneer boys and girls, your question or your attendance question for today is, I'm going to do something easy. What is your favorite color? Make sure you send that to me, okay, you guys? I want to know your favorite color. All right, let's continue on with our book. Then a sweater is made. One way of turning yarn into a sweater is by knitting. A knitter uses two long needles to make loops and knots with the yarn. The yarn is knitted into the shape of a sweater. So here it looks like a person is knitting. And what does knitting mean? Do you all remember? It means using needles to make yarn into a sweater. Awesome job. And like we said yesterday, it doesn't have to be just a sweater. It could be a scarf. It could be socks. It could be anything. I wear my new sweater. The wool in my sweater used to keep a sheep warm. Now it keeps me warm. I wear my new sweater. The wool in my sweater used to keep a sheep warm. Now it keeps me warm. This is the end of our book. I hope that you all have enjoyed the lesson or this book thus far. Tomorrow we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to read just a book about sheep, another book about sheep, just so that you can get an idea of where sheep live and what they eat and different things like that. So we'll read that tomorrow, and then we'll come back on Friday and we'll reread this entire book, and then you will have a quiz. But before we go, our thinking job for today is, what are some other things that farmers raise? Think about that. And how could they be used? So I'm going to give you an example. An example could be a pig. How could we use a pig? Some people may eat the different parts of the pig. So think about that. Think about the different types of animals that farmers raise and how could they be used. I look forward to hearing your answers. Bye-bye.